Good morning, East Wichita. So obviously we did not have our meeting this week. I discussed with Matt that I would be doing a quick 10-minute review of your TVAs and a couple other materials. Send them to him and he would disperse them. 10-minute YouTube video, not too long. Might run to 12, sorry. Forgive my voice. I've been talking at the conference all week. And I'm just tired now. So East Wichita, first thing that we're going to go in, we're going to look at is your COGS rec for the week. Let's take a look. Let's double check. Okay, you got a little cleaning you can do here. Looks like you received a few things, or you invoiced a few things. You did not receive. I would be curious if that were Cisco. My first guess would be to assume that a manager, when receiving a Cisco invoice, blindly went down and received everything and adjusted catch weights. You may have been shorted a case, 2 cases, 3 cases. It may have been a summation of the week, but you are shy 167. Now I do see you did some transfers. That would put you really shy for the week. Let's check date entered. Okay, Matt. When if you guys want to bring this up to Matt. I would double check with your accounting company because I know you do not use InfoSync. If they care about the posting date in invoice history, they will understand what that means. Also, look at this right here. You guys have a $1,300 discrepancy based on date of invoice. We got to get our invoices in when they come in. Especially since your homework this week was, anybody? Hot item IVAs. If you are not doing invoices every day, then you are wasting your time with hot item counts and the hot item IVA because it won't make any sense because you're adding product every day or every time you receive. You got to get those invoices in that day. This could be better, you guys. I'm not gonna kill you. It's been 2 weeks from where you started to where you are now. You guys are like heavyweight champs. All right, East Wichita. Period 7, week 2, food 274. So let's look. Our recipe cost looks about normal. Our non-recipe looks maybe a little high. I'd have to look at your historical. Now remember, your recipe cost plus non-recipe cost equals theoretical. If this was any lower, your TVA would be much higher. So we're going to scroll through. The first grouping we see, burgers and queso. Scroll down. Bacon slabs, smoked pork. 2 recommendations I have just for that, you guys. Keep less bacon on the line. I know myself, if there's bacon on the line in a store I go to, it is getting eaten. It's one of those quick snack items. The smoked pork. I would question on how you guys are holding the product on the line. Are we holding enough for a shift, enough for a day? Can we minimize that portion we're holding on the line hot so at the end of the day we're not tossing a large amount of product? Alright, top sirloin. You guys grew $261 in top sirloin. So technically your TVA should be worse than it is. This must be accounting. Well, your theoretical says 353.91, which means there could be a receiving error. This could tie back to the discrepancy in your cogs rack. I think it was about $1.60. Maybe we could trim that off. Then you're losing $100. There might be some logistics in there. Fry's Pub, you guys are missing 4 cases. That's pretty high. Company average is about 2.5. What I and some others have recommended, getting a almost a gallon type pitcher. You know, obviously food safe pitcher, not a beer pitcher, and putting in 5 ounces of French fries, taking yellow, red, blue electrical tape and running it around the outside of the top of the container. That way it signifies exactly where the top is. There shouldn't be a little piece of French fry that sticks over. Should be absolutely none. People that use half a save-a-days, I think, are crazy, because are you talking half width, half height? You never know. The butter, garlic, parsley compound. That's kind of up there. Might be a counting issue, might be a portioning issue. I know we did just change this over. So I'd like you guys to keep an eye on that one. All right, Mama's peppers. So we're not counting that correctly. Either we received one that we didn't really receive, or we received one we didn't pay for you guys to grow almost a whole bucket, or we just miscounted. Chicken wings. Let's make sure we get some wing counts to me. I know they were updated recently, but I have stores that fluctuate every week. Your poultry looks pretty good. Tenders could come down. Potatoes, that's a lot in potatoes. I'm curious as to how you guys are counting them, and also the pack size you get from your distributor. Haddock, growing $62 in haddock. It's got to be a counting issue. Let's jump over to your bar. Let me jot down a couple of things. So we see that your recipe cost and non-recipe cost pretty in line. Your actual cost 22.55. That's pretty low comparatively to your theoretical. So we'll dive into non-recipe first. Let's check out our kegs. You guys are pretty close right there. This Boulevard 80 hoppy wheat. We started to touch on non-recipe. We'll go over it more for next week. Let me add in my notes here. Next week, non-recipe W. So what this is saying, that these products right here were not used in a recipe. You didn't sell any Stella last week. You didn't sell Modelo. You didn't sell Kugel, and you didn't sell Boulevard. However, based on your accounts and your purchases, you used $131 worth of Boulevard. Either accounting error, or there's something that's not mapped correctly. And the way you can double check this is when you go to your beverage IVA to see if there's any usage on the bottom. Alright. East Witchita, I'm going to tell you, I'm not super excited about seeing this, and you guys shouldn't be either. So remember I said if it's a non-recipe cost, it was not used in a recipe, meaning it wasn't sold in the POS. So Liquor Macallan, 15-year, you used $93 of Macallan, 15-year, and you did not ring up one drink. I will say that again for dramatic effect because my voice is all grumbly and nasty. You used $93 of Macallan without selling one drink. Okay, could be a very simple counting issue. Maybe something's not matched correctly. However, I doubt that one since everybody has Macallan 15. I'm going to boil it down to a counting issue. Remember, we can use the request change function and then go all the way back to whatever week we need to. Crown Royal Maple looks like a couple of bottles of that. Patron Añejo bottle. I butcher this name anyway. The Glen Meringue pie. 26 bucks. Look, you're losing a few $100 just in these items that weren't even sold. How can you be losing that much in items that weren't sold? This Gentleman Jack, you grew a whole bottle. Sometimes you'll see a correlation between maybe someone is ringing up one item for another. One instance is Johnny Walker Gold. It sells for $6 more than black. Unfortunately, a young lady was ringing up black and serving her guest gold intentionally to save them $6. You could see it right there. There was a big difference. You guys need to clean this up a little bit, all right? We're going to jump into your food IVA, see if there's anything crazy that stands out. First thing we're going to do is look at top sirloin. Again, I apologize for the voice. I've been at that conference for 3 days. Bacon slab, 25 pounds. It's a lot of bacon. So your beginning inventory of bacon sliced on the line was 19 pounds. 19 pounds. And 14 at the end. On a Monday morning, before you begin prep, do you really need 19 pounds of bacon cooked and ready and just to go before you start prep? You don't. You don't. If you guys trim these inventory numbers down, you'll see these variances go down. If there's less product out for people to make mistakes with, they're more careful with the resources they have at hand. All right. Let's go back to your meat. Smoked pork. This was another one I said. I'm just curious how you guys hold it on the line. Top sirloin. Okay, so I would question why we put a negative weight in for top sirloin. Maybe it was a fat finger, a mistake. We should not be putting in negative quantities into a received order in Cisco. If they didn't send it to you, they didn't send it to you. To change this, you would just unreceive. I do believe you guys all have those documents. If not, they are in Peaks Point. Manuals, files, IT, and then decision logic. You would just unreceive if you had made a mistake. This looks like it was probably a will call order. We need to get rid of this. So you guys are going to have to go in and unreceive. So we switch it to, well, first you got to give me some details. Then you got to unreceive. So you got some homework. Alright, not a ton. da, da. All right. So my question is going to be this: I have a store in Pensacola who is constantly reviewing his order guides. So you started with 13 pounds. You ordered 40 pounds. You almost did not touch those 40 pounds. I'm sure 4 pounds makes me a little nervous. We could have cut an order in half here and just ordered 20 pounds of haddock. The more product you have around, the more mistakes you're going to be made, either counting or in operations. Alright. Let's see if there's anything else that's crazy. Chicken wings, that's one case. It's actually not too bad. Potatoes. So it says you guys lost 100 pounds of potatoes. Like, I'm Irish. My grandparents came straight over on the boat, and I don't think they ate 100 pounds of potatoes a week. I'd go back and I would validate all of these orders. And this looks like it's a Saturday order. I'd go back and validate that we got 1, 2, 1. And then I'd also make sure we didn't miss a bag somewhere when we counted. That's pretty much it for food. Let's check over on your beverage side. Alright, Macallan missing a whole bottle. And remember, didn't sell it at all last week. No ending inventory. Oh, goodness gracious. Come on, you guys. Again, I know this is the first week we're doing GVAs and kind of picking through, but these are things that we're going to go over next week. You're getting a primer this week on how to start identifying. So when we meet on Wednesday, you guys should have already identified some of your issues you're going to have next week. Like this, like, hey, we just didn't put an ending inventory in. Crown maple. You have no ideal usage for crown maple. That's a problem. So that means something's not mapped from DL to your Aloha. And that's why you have a variance. You very well could be spot on. Alright. Let's go through the top 3. No usage again. So, you guys, I want you to go through here. Things you have a big variance on, start drilling down, and let's see where the usage is. Let's see if there's just a discrepancy between what DL says it is, what Aloha is, and they have the same numbers. I'm going to make sure that you guys are getting credit for what you should. And just because someone forgot to check a box somewhere, it looks like you're running a poor operation. That is the last thing I want. You guys have all been very engaged and have been making improvements. Alright? beer, be the last thing we touch on. Again, I know right here you guys aren't receiving credit for these. The line and Kugel, what I want from you homework-wise, East Wichita, is to give me the distributor. And then what beer that actually is. We've got seasonal, shandy, a shandy rotator, grapefruit summer shandy. So let's make sure we're apples to apples. Boulevard, we got several boulevards. Dirty Blonde, you're growing it, keg and a half. I'm curious what product are you guys bringing in as Dirty Blonde? When you bring it in, it looks like you're receiving it as Dirty Blonde. You're inventorying as Dirty Blonde, but you didn't sell a single. Well, it says your actual usage was 0. You should have sold a keg and a half. I think you guys are missing an invoice or there was a counting error. Alright, East Wichita, that's you. That's what you got. You got a little homework. Your homework this week was hot item IVAs. You should have set up a hot item count. You should have done one every single day and posted it. You got to be doing invoices every single day, or it doesn't matter. And with that said, on Monday I'm going to pull all that data. On Wednesday, you guys are going to have to do some splaining. Plus, I want you guys to start taking a look at these TVAs, IVAs, and just give me your rough thoughts. That's it, rough thoughts. All right, talk to you guys next week. Bye.